tell me, but I identify as, get out of my face.
You look good, you have all of the something there about you. Yes, Goodie!
Hello.
Hi.
Welcome back to another episode of the Goodgal Podcast. We are at episode that's in the caption. No, I don't remember.
But you remember
either. We haven't been around for 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Life has been lifing.
Yeah.
What have you been up to? Where were you missing in action?
Wow, the work really. Yeah, it really does.
Holy by your neck?
Yeah, man. I was draped, proper
Wow.
Draco, crush up shirt. So that's why I've been missing. How have you been?
Tell me more. I want to know about everything. You tell me. I see that you were at F1.
What was I gonna say? Right. So went to F1. That was interesting.
What was F1 like?
Oh my God, Milwaukee, no?
I saw people complaining on social media that F1 was like so influenced out.
I mean, it was. I mean, for the people that like cared.
Yeah.
Guys, I don't know anything about F1. I was working.
Yeah.
But it was a good experience. Like once in a lifetime for me. I don't know if I need to go back.
I like champs. I go one time and then if I go back. All right.
It was.
Sorry for the champs people, but God no, me like.
I
think it depends on the school that you go that you care about champs.
Right.
Like you have to have school.
If you school, I go come like
third or something like that. So it's like if me did go, maybe if me did go Edwin Allen or one of them girls school where always a dominate.
Right.
You know, me that care little.
You'd be more patriotic.
Yeah,
but
whatever.
The 1 year, me did go. Like I think my mother was watching it before. Like I was about to leave out with my sister, the high school days, and that's when them jumped fence. My mother said, "Where you go?" Turn her back. Yeah, man. I was never interested after that. But I just want to go just to see what it's about. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Speaking of champs, jumping right into a segue.
You stick with it.
Hey, jumping right into the goodie of the week.
The Goodie of the Week.
Okay, so this week's Goodie of the Week. I don't know, you're not gonna say we're late, but we are, but you know, we still have to big them up. Is the Jamaican athletes at the 2023 Penn Relays. So it took place on April 27th and 28th at April 27th, 28th, and 29th at the Franklin Field. So this is in the US. So the historic meet once again brought in, the top schools and college professional fields to come, to compete in track and fields, one of their most prestigious stagings, right? So the whole I was scrolling TikTok and the Penn Relays reactions to Jamaicans were hilarious.
Yeah.
Like they were hilarious.
We just come and fly in for the people them visitors visa and we'll come just dominate the team.
And we were just like, and like literally they were like, everybody was saying, they were like just got smoked by the Jamaicans. Like
absolutely.
They were like, like they said our times were crazy, all of that. So just shouting out a few schools. So Hydel High were, the top high school female team in the relay with wins from in the 4x100 meter and the 4x400. Cobb Lawrence of Calabar High walked away with the top prize for male individual performance after winning the shot put with a personal best of 20.93 m. Jamaica College Sprint Relay Quartet of Daniel Beckford, Hector Benjamin, Jaden Reed, and Malik Smith Band were named the top male relay team in the process and picked up US 1,200. So, these are just some of the call-outs that I found. And, money did make.
But I feel like in my time in high school, for those like 5 girls that used to do track and do, they would really look forward to Penn.
Yeah.
Because I think that's where they got recruited the most. That's where if you in track now, you finish high school soon, you go because you are gonna get recruited for.
And you want to get like a scholarship to
go to absolutely. You're going to get a scholarship if you perform well. So it's really our playing field to really take it to the next level in the United States for a track career or like a scholarship and so on. So it's a really good opportunity for youngsters.
Okay. Well, big up themselves. I know we're late, but hey, big up.
Better late than never.
Facts. Okay, so this week's hot topic.
Hot topics.
As you see by the episode name, too woke get some sleep. A lot of you really do need to get some sleep. Now, there's like, I don't know, but I feel like for the past 2 weeks, everything has been about being very woke, like especially now with there's so many opinions on. I saw somebody was talking about, if you want to lose weight, you're fat phobic. I thought that was insane.
Really?
I recently encountered. So actually, this topic came from me because
Yeah, come in and love for no. Oh, you come by this.
So I recently came up into contact with somebody, right? Who wanted, as the first time I ever experienced it, they wanted me to call them they.
Huh?
Right? And I was like,
this is in Jamaica.
This is in Jamaica, right?
Oh,
I was at a tourist place, and you're just having a normal, and she can tell you, me friendly bad. Absolutely. And I learned my lesson this day. So, I'm just talking, and they're like, it's like 2 white girls, and they're like, oh yeah, no, they're in Jamaica for the first time.
That. You should have lead with that.
Right? They're not for be white, for be woke. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like so it was 2 white girls, they're in Jamaica for the first time, and they were saying, they were just talking to me, and she was like, I was like, yeah, I said, you and her, like I said, I was telling them, they were asking me about, where are the good local spots.
Right.
So I said, oh, you and her will love so and so, whatever. They're like, one of them was like, oh, she doesn't go by her, she goes by they. I know, like, and she starts to explain to me, she was like, I know pronouns are weird because everybody's been calling her, so it's a bit triggering for her for they.
Did they speak?
Huh?
Did they speak?
Yeah, like they were trying to explain to me why it was triggering.
No, they meaning the person.
Yeah, I know.
Oh,
No, yeah.
So the friend was talking first?
Huh? The friend was talking first, and so she
So they
doesn't like to be called her, right? So may I say,
shake
wow.
their frazzle.
I say wow, like I say at the first, I promise you, like I see it on TV. But like I've never experienced it. And then I never expect for them in yard in a Jamaica and experience it.
Do you think that more people are like that though in Jamaica?
No.
Okay. But you think we're heading in that direction?
I feel like, yeah, because I feel like a lot of things that are now normalized were very taboo. Like one time certain things just couldn't go on a Jamaica, like overall, like certain, and then I don't know if I don't like it or I like it, or like, we can get into it. We can get into it. So the definition of woke, right? So that is basically the story that led me to want to have a conversation about this woke culture. Because I personally think there is like awareness, and then there's, I don't know, I just feel like too woke.
Define it and then I tell you what it meant. I thought it meant.
Okay, so it says wokeness, right? A state of being. So this is actually like to how it's developed in the past couple of years. They've actually, puts it in the dictionary. So it says a state of being aware, especially of social problems such as racism and inequality.
Oh,
yeah. So that's what wokeness is, right? Yeah. And then just to give you some backstory. So the historical roots of woke culture, right? It kind of started with, the Black Power movement, which emerged in the late 1960s as a response to the ongoing struggle for civil rights. So, it emphasized the need for self-determination and empowerment amongst Black people, and an end to institutionalized racism and discrimination. So this is post-slavery when they gave us the rights, but they were still discriminating against us, against certain things. So it's like they said, okay, you could buy a house, but they were making it difficult for us, or things like that, right? And similarly, feminism is kind of a part of where the whole woke movement started. So I don't think. That's why I struggle with it.
Began in the feminism.
So it says as a feminist activist during this time we're fighting for greater gender equality. Okay. So because it's basically in the definition it's saying, being aware of social problems, such as racism and inequality. The Black Power movement would have started that with racism, and then the inequality kind of came about from, the feminist movement. So people were not feeling just overall women, there was a lot of gender inequality. They were challenging traditional gender roles, advocating for reproductive rights, equal pay, even education, all of that, what a woman was seen as. So I don't think it started out as like something bad. I think, being woke and being aware of inequalities started out as something good. I'm trying to understand when it got here to where we are today. That's where I'm confused. Right?
So, when I also came about this whole woke culture, is it a culture or a subculture, I would say? Because when I watched it was a lot around the BLM movement, as well as that show, Dear White People on Netflix.
Yes, okay.
It was a very woke show.
Very woke.
Very woke, and if it is that you weren't woke, like, oof.
Yeah, it was
child.
like, yeah.
Right, like, so I don't know, that show was very...
eye-opening.
It was eye-opening, as also very, a little, like, annoying.
Okay.
A bit, because it's also like, alright, like, how, like, why we... It felt like it was...
Where's the balance?
Yeah, it was...
Because, and I don't know, so again, that's why I said it, like, I can't, I try not to discredit anybody else's experience.
Yeah, absolutely.
But it's like, for example, maybe, and then again, I don't live in a place with predominantly white people. I think we face more prejudice than racism or classism in Jamaica. But I don't think, again, I know what it's like to I felt racism, but I don't think I don't know what it's like to be around somebody like racist
to be
in
a
an environment, or to be a minority in an environment where it's like, because I've lived in Jamaica all my life. Like if I go to the US, I visit. It's not like, and it's good. It's you can't get a full experience when you don't live somewhere, right? So it's like. But then it's like, I don't like the fact that one of the things in the discussion that I had with her, the person or the two girls, we just said two girls, right? Was that, I was like, okay, cool, like I'll respect, and I respected her, and I respected her and her friend and I was trying to be respectful, right? It's funny, it was funny because what is like. It's almost like the feeling I got is like, if you don't agree with me, you're against me. And when did we get there?
So I think that's the thing. So that's what I also felt from that show too, as well. Because it's just like, you can understand and empathize, but you don't have to, because you also won't ever experience it. If you've ever never experienced it. So say for instance, I'm Caucasian.
Yeah.
And I can empathize that, wow, there is a lot of racism where I live, or where you would have lived, or whatever, or maybe in a workplace that we both work together. I can see that, wow, I've seen it. It doesn't make me like
a bad person because I'm not like, but then at the same time, let me tell you, at the same time, right? Because it's annoying when someone,
or if you don't speak up, then you're not. Then it's just like you're a part of the problem.
Yeah, take out speaking up for it, right? Like, let's be real. I'm gonna be real. Like, there's also certain things like, suppose I don't agree with it. Or like it's not something I need to give my opinion on. Or like you live in a lifestyle that I don't agree with. Right? Does it mean that I have to does it mean I have to agree with every little thing? Like, can I not be respectful? Can we not respectfully agree to disagree and still be on like a cool level?
Right.
Where it's like, because it's like, I just strongly believe not everything are for you. Like some things are just no one, right? And or whatever, right? So it's like, I don't know. It just feel like, a lot of
because I have a Jamaican
pressure.
Friend that live overseas, that been living overseas for a long time, and his email signature, they have their pronouns in there for where he works, and he was required to indicate in that the pronoun.
His pronoun.
What?
Right, because it's just a part of the company culture.
Yeah, and then when she funny enough, she asked me my pronouns, but continue your story. Sorry. Yeah.
No, that was really it, and it was just like, wow, like I didn't know it was really that serious.
Yeah, like, is it that serious?
Wow, it's really.
So then it's like, same thing. She was like explaining to me, and she's like, you as a cisgendered female. So I said, what?
My girl.
I said, I said, what? I'm going to say,
because you identify as a woman.
Basically, I identify as a straight woman, so I'm a cisgendered female.
Let me go on.
That she that tell me,
Let me
right?
Google this.
So me I say, backside.
Come on. Education is key, So
when she said it to me, I said, whoa, backside. Like, I say, but what do I end up in another conversation?
You chat so much.
I chat too much, right? I was like, whoa, I speak a little bit too much.
Oh, denoting or relating to a person whose gender identity corresponds to the sex registered for them at birth, not transgender. So cisgender is the one where
God give me. All right, cool. All right. Yeah, like when I know though, I feel like too. It's almost like, do you think? Because I have a theory, right? I think we made this problem.
Yes. Go ahead.
I think millennials made the monsters that we have today.
Oh, it's Gen Z.
No. We made it. Let me tell you why I said that, right?
Go ahead.
Because our parents are what, boomers?
They would be Gen X.
No, they're Gen X.
X is between.
I think I did Z then X.
No, how you do the alphabet, babes?
You're so dumb. You are really dumb. For real.
Millennial is Y, also Y.
Oh.
So, and then Z.
I didn't know that. I just thought
so
that just named
X
them.
is before boomers. Because boomers, I think, is like your grandparents, if
Oh,
I'm not wrong.
okay. All right, then. Whatever parents with generation is, whatever generation of parents is, them was seen and not heard. Children should be seen and not heard. No chattings, no nothing.
Oh, we started to break the barrier.
We start opening up the floodgates and say, express yourself. Talk your feelings. Let us know how you're feeling. Now they're letting us know how.
And then Gen Z took it there.
They
took it to the floor.
And it's like me want to identify as a billionaire. I want to identify as a billionaire. Like,
I'm not gonna say, but the Gen Zs them really like they
take it.
They're gonna speak up.
Yeah,
they're gonna speak up.
But you know, it's something. No, let me tell you, it's something. It's not something I necessarily don't like. Right? It's just. And then I don't know if that's why I said it's a conversation I want to have, because I don't know if I'm being close-minded about it, because it's like...
I think we are, because of where we live.
True. So Jamaica has a big part and role to play in the way that we're cultured.
In the United States, it would have been a little more like... The woke culture would have been a little more like... prominent, and it would have been like...
Because I have a friend, was very... open and whatever. I don't think she woke to the point where she fool, but she claims to me dark, right? She claims to me dark, right?
You don't give me that advice.
She claims to me dark, right? But she's like, because she said to me, she's like,
she live Jamaica?
Yeah, man. You know her to me, soon tell you. She said to me, she's gonna listen to this. She said to me, one time, she was like, I should. Basically, she said, if I have a child, because she was saying to me, we were talking about like gay and homosexuality and all of that, right? Or not, it's not just gay, homosexuality, right? So she was like, I should educate myself more on it. Like I said, I don't know what I can educate myself on. Like
more on the homosexuality?
So she was like, I said, if you're a man and you like a man, you're a woman, you like a woman.
Oh, you mean like the deep, dark web of homosexuality?
No, she was just saying, because we were talking about children, right? And I said to her that I don't know what I would do. Or I don't know how I would relate to my child if they were gay, because I don't really have anybody around me who's like openly gay that. I don't have any reference to that. I've never had an experience. I said I wouldn't know. Like I'd have to do a lot of learning to kind of support my child, which I'm open to doing. Right? I said that if that time comes and my child is like, and I was like, I would prefer if they were more like me, where it's like if I have a girl, I could talk to her about boys, or if I have a son, like if I have a son, my father could talk to his father could talk to him about girls or whatever. It's just easier to relate to, right? Not that I'm not willing to do the hard thing. Like of course I'm gonna love my child and support them, but then she was like, she just started to like, she was so passionate about it, and she was like, no, the chance of you having a gay child is so high, like why don't you educate yourself and I'm just like, yeah, but then am I gonna educate myself on like every disease that my child could possibly have, everything that could possibly happen
when that bridge come
me across it, that's how I feel about it, right? So it was like, but then I'm a person, right? I like to think about things, so I was like, my dog? Like, Marita sit down and say, whoa, my dog? No, it was just,
you started to
feel, yeah, just like, I really was evaluating, I was just evaluating, like, wow, Renee, are you the problem? Like, am I the drama? Like, I was really wondering if I was the issue, because, again, it's like, am I not aware of certain things? But then sometimes I feel like there's certain things I see that I think you just take too far, because some things I see that people have a problem with, I don't know if I'm not being woke enough or I just look at things too lightly, but I just don't see the big issue in certain things.
I get what you're saying. No, I get what you're saying. So it's just like, right. No, I agree, because then, when I also think about the work thing, the woke thing and the woke subculture, and then people talk about the microaggressions that they experience, and I'm just like, were they really being microaggressive, or like lethally? Like, I'm not sure.
And then I don't know, because let me tell you, so I was like, whoa, like, especially when I talk to other Caribbean people, Jamaicans are naturally very aggressive, right? So I'm like, I don't take a microaggression as aggression, but just think you talk straight.
Maybe. No, but I've seen examples of microaggressions when, like, say for instance.
What's a microaggression?
Right. So, like, you're in a workplace, you probably have predominantly white workplace, and your hair grew overnight. Your hair got so long so quickly.
Yeah.
And
I've experienced that.
Microaggression.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, no, you're just dark. It's a weave dark. Like, in my mind, I'm not thinking it's a microaggression. I'm thinking, like, have you never seen a weave? That's what I'm thinking. I'm not thinking that you're being racist in a very minimal way. Yeah. And I think that's what a lot of people will take from it.
Because even there's this TikTok the other day, right? With this girl.
Excuse me, do you mind if you just drop me off here?
Why are you okay here?
Yeah. Just drop me off anywhere. Thank you.
Everything is okay?
Everything is fine. However, just in future, what you said to me was quite offensive about how you were trying to guess where I'm from because you think we all look the same. And then you said, oh, I couldn't tell like where you were from, because you look a little bit different. That's very racist.
They might deal with our kids,
No, but I'm just like, that's the part, like, those situations is like, and then it make you afraid. It make you afraid for, like, me, I said, well,
no, not sure.
It made, like, even the situation I was in, come here, tell you, so literally, I had to do something for my father in Ochi. I simply stopped to grab some food and a drink, and I just was being friendly to two girls, and it just ended, like, it was like a whole thing. First of all, I didn't even know. I was just like, I'm just friend. She can't tell you. Me, we just find conversation, like, could just be friendly to people. I'm going to tell you something, I just don't know I'm about me to one end up here. And it's like, I almost felt like I had to be compelled to listen to them because I didn't want to be disrespectful to their social plight.
To also hear their point of view, like, I saw the world at work, I saw the world at home, I love to hear, because you remember we're in our own little bubble, in our own little region. So it's good to hear other cultures and what they are thinking.
But then sometimes though, I'm sorry, but sometimes I feel like sometimes I like my darkness, sometimes I like the wool over my eyes sometimes, because alright, I know I do it for like, alright, I think I can deal with like a child who says I'm attracted to men, I'm attracted to women. Y'all come to me, but I identify as, get out of my face. Get out of my face. I'm sorry. But like, when I reach the end of the journey yet.
No,
I definitely like, I'm not judging and like, do you, but I just don't want to identify. Like, I don't know. Because it's just very weird.
It's a bit complicated, and it's a bit hard to understand. It's a big pill to swallow. And
then it's like, I don't even think everything is offensive. Like, everything people take as offensive, or like they take it as, I did a video the other day where I was talking about fit drivers, and it went crazy, right? And one of the a girl stitched my video, and she was talking about the word hate. The girl says hate is such a strong word, and I know she's Gen Z based on how she was reacting. She was like, hate is such a strong word, and she's talking about the word hate.
And I'm like,
in the video,
because we
she proceeds. No. She proceeds to tell me for effort. Like, she lit her caption was, "You chat too CC much. F you, girl." That was her caption, and she tagged me.
She's actually trying to be a martyr right now, really fighting for the people, you know.
And her thing was like, hate is a strong word. And I'm like, I didn't cuss one bad word. I didn't whatever. And I'm just like, hate is a strong word. I feel like them pick, that's why I say, I feel like them pick and choose what is offensive and who is offensive and what plight they want to jump on.
Sometimes I think that as well. I think that's as well.
Do you think that like social media has amplified, the reach and influence of woke culture, right? Because, there's a lot of, now I think it's a place where you can kind of get information really quickly. As something happen, you can record a person.
Yeah.
And, you know, you catch them in real time. And I honestly, sometimes I like to see the Karen videos. Like,
absolutely.
I like to see them because I like to see when they could, like, I like how the people must stand up.
Get buff
and whenever I get buff, I'll never get arrested and them someday. I say, yeah, you.
Oh, wow. I want to know. The old Karen culture is really something different.
Yeah, but then I was like, I've never experienced a Karen. So then that's why I said, maybe I'm speaking.
Haven't you? You sure?
I feel like...
You must have. I feel like everybody have a Karen in their workplace.
That's true.
Everybody. Everybody.
Yeah, but then I don't know if you're a Karen or you're just a pussy hole.
No, but I feel like there's a thin line between the two.
Ah.
So, I mean, it's characteristics of a Karen.
But then I think Karen is more like just racism, discrimination. Just discrimination. Like, I'm just thinking at the workplace, you know, like
them just idle, like
they're just idle. But I feel like in the workplace,
age, you know, like some people are ageist, you know, like these Karens are just like, you're young.
I think
Where are they?
I think that's a different something. I think it doesn't like me come a star.
No, it's really just because you are there in their space and you're just like,
no, I think that Karen is like discrimination, racism, all of that. Like you just not like me because of like it just. But I feel like if you see a quality in me, that makes sense to me, right? I wouldn't call it a Karen. I think Karens to me in my head is like somebody who just not like you based on how you look just because. If you not like me because I'm young and fresh and my breast them still up in my chest, that makes sense because you're old and tired. If you not like me because I'm smart, I'm bold and beautiful, that makes sense because I have more sense than you. But then if you not like me, if you just see me and not like me for no reason, to me that's a Karen because you're just random. You just not like me because you're my black, or you just not like me because whatever. If you don't like me because of my age or based on how I look or how smart I am, you just not like me because I'm a star. You see me? Or in my prime. That's what I think. I don't know. But that's what I think. I think you just, so, I don't know. But then I've never, you know. But then even like with this now, there's a lot of pressure, I feel like, on public figures, which is a good thing as well. Because before, I think it's a good thing because everybody's so scared of, I think woke culture led to cancel culture, which has gone too far. But I think there is some benefit in it because now people are more cautious or held accountable for their actions because they know that like you have to be very careful because even in my workplace, how men talk now and before how them used to talk is not the same. I feel like when I just started working, some things that probably flied at my first job could not fly where now because of like where we are with like Me Too movements and all of that. So it's like I feel like there is like there's a lot of shit. There's a lot of stuff that could not fly. You see me?
Warreny.
There's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff that could not fly. You know, certain bald-headed person.
No, for them.
But yeah, so you see me, like I feel like I feel like there is some benefit to it, but sometimes it's like I think we're too quick to accuse. Like I just don't know where
I think so too.
The line is.
I think we're a little too accusatory. But back to your point though, I think about celebrities or like public figures or whatever. I feel like it, allows them to hold themselves a little bit more accountable. Of their actions and whatnot, but it's also just like, Lord, can they live as human beings because they're also regular human beings?
They're also regular people.
So it's just like Jesus, man. They'll probably the one time and make a little blunder, Lord God.
That's the only thing with this. Yeah, with this culture too. Is like I feel like we.
Cause or they used to pull back up the.
I've seen people say, I've seen people say, so this generation for sure would not have allowed Malcolm Little to become Malcolm X. Like I really strong, like I've heard people say that before. So I think that a lot of times we don't give people the grace to grow. Like I don't know what it is, but I personally, a lot of the things that I used to post on Facebook or a lot of the things that I used to say or the opinions that I used to have. And I'm a very strong person. So like if I believe in something, I'm gonna but then my mind will change. So I've experienced and becoming older and like I was even telling my therapist that I did that. Like when I look back at like some old Instagram stories that I used to share my opinions.
You used to share, no girl.
I used to share. And I'm like, wow, why were you guys even friends with me? Wow, you guys really saw.
You used to share, man.
Man.
You guys really
saw beneath.
You for you, yeah, man. But outside of that,
Outside of that, I was a good person.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, man.
I just feel like there's certain things where, like, I saw an old video of myself the other day and I was talking about, I'll tell you after because I'm not going to hash that back up, but crazy. Anyways, but I do think there are some like benefits and drawbacks to woke culture. So some benefits are, raising awareness. So woke culture has kind of brought attention to social justice issues that, were kind of overlooked before, that we necessarily kind of swept under the rug. So like, like the feminism movement and equal pay, things like that. So I think bringing awareness to, if I'm doing the same thing, why shouldn't I get the same pay or whatever, or why should I be discriminated against or anything like that. So I think there's some benefit in it. Mostly diversity and inclusion. So, the importance of, greater representation and acceptance. So now, like, because sometimes even when you were younger and like our stories, you can just, if I watch a show and you're like, wow, we were talking about it last week, like a black girl wouldn't do that. You know what I mean? Last time, they were like, a black girl wouldn't say that. A black girl wouldn't do all of that. You know what I mean? So, and then, driving social change. So I think a lot of the things that have happened have led to change. So like led to more awareness. So even now where, I think one thing, even now in the US where the police have to start wearing body cams, even though it's not perfect, but that was, I think, a part of social change. Because
that was a huge social change.
That was a huge social change because now, like, your movements are being recorded. If you
as
do
well
anything,
as social media would have also, even if you don't have that, there are people who also record a lot of the interactions. As that was another method of social change, I think.
And then, but there are drawbacks, right? So, polarization. So with some individuals, feeling alienated and silenced for expressing different viewpoints, because that's how it feels sometimes. Sometimes, if you share a different point of view, it's like...
But then it's all because I think people were, a lot of like Caucasians were very offended by the Black Lives Matters because they're just like, oh, only Uno lives matter. So it was polarizing at some point, and so that is a major drawback.
So, and then, but I guess, and then that's why I say it's like, because like white tears, you know what I mean? So it's like some point, but then that's why I say I'm like kind of hashing out how I feel about it. And then cancel culture. Now there are some parts of me that likes cancel culture because sometimes you need to be held accountable for the things. But
I think
public,
we're too quick to call it sometimes.
Or like the public shaming and the bullying and the ostracizing.
Which
like,
leads me to another point, because I think Ton Travels was also commenting. I saw her scrolling through yesterday. Like, there's a little beef going on with some Yui girls.
I saw that.
And she was saying, why are people that are big and grown and tough back
adults
bullying?
You know, I thought about that too. I never even seen a video, but I thought about that.
She said it and she's just like, hello? Go on your bed. Like,
pay your bills.
No.
Like, every time I see something I go on, and especially with liquor picking, like, the minute, I promise you, the minute I realize I liquor picking something, but just kiss my teeth and just scroll past. That's why I never even look. From us, it says like Yui drama, but I never even really too look on it.
Look up in them. I mean, they're adults obviously, but it's like why you? I
don't even know the story, and I don't care to know it because they're children.
Absolutely,
they're children. They're adults. I'm not gonna do that.
Adults, Renee, but still, it's beyond.
And when I say children, I mean that they like. Especially if you're in college, you do dumb stuff in college.
Right.
Like,
correct. She was also saying people make mistakes, allow them to
you do dumb stuff in college.
You
or
know
like, you know what I mean?
Don't berate them or don't bully them. Don't bully them. I
just don't think you should involve yourself, period.
You can give constructive criticism if you may, and if you may know them personally as well, maybe.
I feel like if you don't know, like that's why I said, like me I'm not connected to Yui. I don't have no personal connection. Right. It's not like I have a sister going there or something that makes me feel compelled to learn what's happening there. I understand if you have some connection to the school, and not that you used to go there. Alawi used to go there. And you want to share your views. That's different. But I was just thinking the same thing.
Yeah.
And then the last point on the, my drawbacks is simplification of complex issues. Sometimes some things need a very deeper conversation, deeper train of thought, like before we just respond.
Agreed.
Because just because somebody doesn't agree with you doesn't mean that they're
against you.
Just put whatever word they want to put in front of phobic, kind of use it with everything, right? So it's like just because somebody doesn't mean that they're super against it. It's just sometimes we can have different opinions, and it's okay for your opinion to be true. It's two things can be true at the same time.
Absolutely. Trust me, it's one thing I know nobody.
Like they can be true at the
Two
same
things can be
time.
right, yeah.
So yeah, you know, and it's so because it's simplifying a complex issue, you make it difficult to find like a good solution. So yeah, that's my thought on woke culture. Cause like, and honestly, someone or two extra. Someone need to go sleep.
God no,
Someone need to go sleep.
I need a life,
Them
man.
need a life, man. Like every little thing, go on, you know what, go on, you're up in night.
Yeah, a little.
Yeah.
It's a little like
And some things you
you
just
have
have
a
to
career
do.
out of this because
Some
then I
things you
need to
just have to
know.
do, like you just feel sad about everything. You just, I don't know, you just like some things are just how it is. Isn't me? Some things are just. But then I don't know. Maybe I'm not like a change warrior. So you know, that's why I say I'm like on the fence with it, because like if you know, so okay. So honestly, this week I'm not in the mood for listener questions. I'm sorry. I'm gonna be real with you. Like every week when I ask about man, that's all I'm gonna say. About man and relationship and things, I'm gonna feel like,
Wow, did we set up? Are we the problem?
are we the problem?
Me, I wonder for true.
Is it me? Am I the drama? I don't think I'm the drama. Maybe I am. Am I the villain? I don't think I'm the villain.
Because let me tell you how far removed. Like when I tell you, say I am so far removed from relationships and man right now. Like I don't care. When I tell you I'm do business, these are the happiest days of my life.
You're gonna cry in the car.
Enjoy your what the pastor them say, enjoy your single season. Yes, and literally
I hate you so much.
every single listener letter has something to do
But
with
man.
man. But you know, I'll maybe answer some of them next week. But let me just give you like a taste of what you guys have sent in. Right? You guys said, can a relationship be the same after infidelity, even if the cheater does therapy counseling? What's the body count limit for a good girl? I say 5 sex partners is the limit. What? Like, do you think most people are in relationships based off love or convenience? Where women taught how to live harmonious. Girl,
Be for real.
but, sir, and you know what? Some of these questions are from men too.
I don't know that at all.
Yeah, but no, it's not that we don't value questions. It's just
Absolutely.
that
Give it up. We are talking about serious.
yeah, yes, this week is a serious week.
week.
Next week is a full week.
Yeah.
You
We can
understand?
come out
So
with the,
check with next week. Understand? But thank you for listening. If you stay till the end, and of course, this episode is sponsored by none other than
Helago
Helago Wines
Wines.
and Spirits. So have a good week. See you next week.
Bye.